So we're just coming out of our cocoon of love and support through the breathwork and the Reiki. We're still very much in it. Everyone's in this beautiful, open-hearted space where we've just released so much and we've come together as not women with labels, but women as souls and really dropping our masks and dropping the labels. And I want to give the women here the opportunity who have just had their breathwork session and gone on an epic journey together to hopefully stay in that mystical, magical, expansive space that they were in and to share anything that's on their heart about their experience with the breathwork. So, Megan, anything that you feel like sharing would be amazing about your process. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is the second time this week that I got to do this with you. So it's the most I've ever done it in a single week, which was interesting. Like I think my mind was like, I don't need this. Like I'm too busy. This is 2 times in a week. Like what? And then I was just like, no, you're lying down. That would be really crappy if you didn't do it. So just do it. And to be in integrity with myself. So this time I felt in some ways more release because it was more of a surrender of the mind and allowing for maybe the unexpected. It was more in the body, like in the root chakra, which is definitely where I need more grounding. I'm very much up here. So I felt some body pains that needed to get released and kind of ached out in that area. Definitely took me to that edge that we've talked about before. And
Nice.
yeah, and also I'll say as a singer, I love doing this work because it really grounds you in your body to be able to sing with more power and strength. And it's a beautiful exercise in the intercostal muscles of the rib cage. So you're filling up the belly the same way you would sing. You're supposed to fill it up like a big belly breath and
Hmm.
then into the rib cage, which is kind of the same as that chest. So that pattern of breathing is very similar to what we do when we sing. So also find it like a really great workout for training vocally. So
Perfect. Amazing. I also thought about the fact that we had just breathed together for our goddess panel, and I was interested in how your experience was going to be today. I found myself more dropped in to the facilitation today than I was when we did our goddess panel. So it mirrors my experience as well that you were able to get out of your own way even more today. And I love the fact that you were like, I recognize that there's this resistance here because I think we all, including myself, have this major resistance. And the bigger the resistance, the more there is on the other side of it. And we all understand that. Wayna, thank you so much. I
Oh,
actually met Wayna through Megan.
yeah. Oh my God. So I have a confession. When I shared my intention, grounded, blah, 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 but after I went through the breath work, my intention is to grieve,
Hmm.
to grieve. Yeah, it was
Beautiful.
very powerful.
I love
I
it.
didn't expect that. Just like Megan said, like I was still texting people just to get my, my work done. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I guess I'm doing this breath work. And
Yeah.
then, oh my God, like the first song, is it Bali? It's because I'm from Indonesia and I'm 53. I'm going through menopause. I just got diagnosed with ADHD and I lost my mother-in-law, and she's kind of like my real mom. I'm not
Yeah.
really close
Yeah.
with my mom.
Yeah.
I lost my dog for the last 3 years, and so I couldn't celebrate my 50th birthday. So it's been a lot of fucking grief.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I just want to say that thank you. And then music, as soon as the music started, even before you did the growl,
Mhm.
facilitated us to growl, I was already like guttural cry. Little way now is hurting. And then what's going on with the world,
Yeah.
the nature that's being destroyed and
Yeah.
being commoditized, is the
Hmm.
human dignity is just so fucking low right now. A lot of grief, personal and
Yeah.
collective grief.
Yeah. I hear that. Thank you for going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I heard Megan's song, I started singing because I was doing backup singing for Megan. That's how Siri and I met. Megan's songs are very healing, and I'm meant to be here.
You are meant to be here in the bigger sense and in this Zoom.
Yeah.
You're such a gift. Thank you for sharing that. I think we all feel so connected to everything you shared. Thank you, because we get to release with you. And it's so important to grieve, especially this time of year.
Yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about helping people to connect with nature in deeper, tangible ways to
Yeah.
talk about native plants and all that.
Yeah. And I want to get into that more. Val, please share.
Thank you so much. I came later, as you know.
Yeah.
As I enter, I thought I will be having to catch up with all of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to catch up because I don't know where we are. I felt like you say something like, just commune with us.
Yeah.
And with an instant, I felt the presence of my sisters. Sorry, I'm calling you sister. We don't know each other yet, but it's okay. I felt the energy, and within minutes, I was in.
Yeah.
And I think this is very powerful. And that speaks a lot of how much all of us were actually into the breath work, right? Because I entered and it was instant. My body moved. I'm a shaman, so I find myself moving. And I realized I didn't close the camera. So I don't know, what was that look like? That's what I was like, oh shit.
It looked
Was
beautiful.
I elevated? Was I shaking? I forgot to put the camera off, but my body was shaking. I found myself circling. I found myself traveling. I found myself going to different spaces of exploring some of my. I have some people that I haven't seen for a long time. I found myself going there.
Mhm.
And it was very interesting. It's like it was a remembrance of reconnecting with them.
Yeah.
And I did not know that I needed that.
Yeah.
Know that it was needed at this time in my life. So I find myself going there and reconnecting in an emotional, spiritual aspect with them, asking them, hey, how are you? Like, it was really profound
Wow.
and loving. And when I meditate, usually it's very quiet, but
Mm-hmm.
the song, there was something about the song that I find myself elevated. I want to say thank you so much. It was the invitations and the welcome was instant. And I love that.
I love how you dropped in. I love how you took the invitation and just went there. I saw you drop right in. And we can. We can just drop right in at any moment, whether it's the breath work or something else, we can just come back. It's like I say in the breath work, it's not how many times we get lost, it's how many times we come back. So thank you for that. And I love the communing and communicating and having that conversation. So many people do that during the breath work, and I think that's just gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. Leslie, I know you do a lot of nervous system regulation work, so this is your jam.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Siri, you're a divine portal. That's all I really have to say. You're amazing, and how you facilitate and hold space. It was really beautiful. And something you said was, do you want to be predictable or mystical? And, life's the mystery. And that's why we're all here. And what a beautiful way that you're bringing us all together in such a divine, beautiful way. So thank you.
You're so welcome. You're such a gift. Cheney, what was your experience? You are very much in the yoga studio and teaching breath, and what was that for you today?
Yeah, with a fried nervous system from real estate. It was just so great, Siri. The veil is so thin right now. I just am so impacted by every space I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I can concur with all of you. I just dropped right in. It just goes to show the power of intention and the awareness of the spaces that we choose and who we sit with and breathe with and be alongside. I'm humbled by that thin veil, especially more now than ever. Also, you mentioned the same thing Leslie said. That was really moving. Do you want to be predictable or mystical? And another thing you said that sent that shock through my whole chakra system was it's not going to feel like you're in control when you let the soul take over. Because I'm in this constant push pull of soul flow and then ego and
Yeah.
soul, and it's like,
Yeah.
I keep trusting the flow and the soul more and more each day, but the ego keeps wanting to pull me back and put me back in society's lane. It was powerful. My body is vibrating in the best ways. You guys are powerful. That was incredible. I should have done it sooner, and I know I've had an opportunity to. I texted Amanda Malarkey right when I got done. It's like, I finally got to do breath work with Siri. Thank you
Wow.
all for being in that space. It was lovely.
Mm, I'm so glad. I'm so, so glad you're
Me
here.
too. Me
And
too.
yeah, that's the human experience, the contrast of ego, spirit, ego, soul. Yeah, for sure. We all feel that. I guess that's how we get our reps in, how we get
Yeah.
better. Thank you, Cheney. Hannah, how's your experience in the UK across the pond?
I'm all cozy. My blinds are closed. I've got my blanket on. When you said go out and get some sunlight, I was like, oh, damn.
Or moonlight?
Go get some moonlight. Yeah, yeah. It was beautiful. Thank you so much. Seriously. I had the whole spectrum of experiences. I fell asleep at the end. It was so beautiful, like
Nice.
proper sleep, like lucid dreaming asleep. When we started, there was this kind of, oh, do I have to breathe? Like my body actually just wanted to not breathe, which was so interesting. I was like, is this my default state? My intention was very much about capacity to feel good, capacity to feel not safe, capacity to expand, capacity to remember. And I really felt like I let myself go there. So I'm very grateful for the experience. Thank you.
I love it. Wow. Thank you,
Yeah.
Hannah. Yeah,
Thank you.
expanding our capacity.
Mm.
That's a beautiful thing. Robin.
Series star. My heart is with you, Hannah and Wayna and Cheney and Megan. I feel very connected to your experience and through you, Siri, and your facilitating. Two things that have happened as a direct result of this work that you do. This morning, my dad, who is a scientist, he's a surgical oncologist. He had a lab at the NIH science. He works on immunotherapies for cancer to eradicate malignant melanoma and patents. He comes up to me today before this podcast, and he comes over to me with a book of about 2,000 pages covered in the analysis. He takes his blood pressure and my mom's blood pressure several times a day for the past many decades, and they monitor.
Really?
My mom's father and their fathers, they died because of high blood pressure and didn't have cholesterol pills. Something that is easily solved today took their lives. So he was showing me his heart rate in about 1,000 pages. And I said, oh my God, that's the most beautiful document I've ever seen of life itself on the written page. It was his pulse, his breath. He's taking a measurement of his breath and his very life. This is at the crux of your work. Breath is life. Life is breath. It starts and ends with that, literally. Our first breath in into the world and our last exhale out when we transcend. When you drill down to the inhale and the exhale and what becomes possible when we expand our ability to receive and take in and absorb and be in the really of what's actually happening on all these levels. Of course, we can communicate with people near and far, dead or alive. And it was just another beautiful reminder that nothing else, nothing comes before this work in my mind. And so thank you for continuing to share it on the level that you do. Not just share it, but on the level and with the depth and care and profundity and wisdom that you do. And I can't wait to have you in class with my students, because as an acting teacher and at the studio, if I could, I would basically put them on the ground for 6 months before they ever picked up Shakespeare or Chekhov or any speech of anything anywhere, and just get their lungs open so that they can expand the capacity to step into a role or a character and take on someone else's life. But before they do that, they got to clear out their own congestion, right? So please, if you will, come to class, teach these youngins how to breathe, and let's explode what they're able to do creatively through your work. Thank you, Siri, for having me. It's a
Oh
joy.
my gosh, Robin. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time. No. Emily.
It was so lovely. I dropped in really quickly. That was the first time I've done breath work with you. You know, Siri, how much I think the world of you and your light. And I have goosebumps right now. Like it felt so connected, and it just felt like combined, like we were all in this together with the same positive intention. And it felt really, really good. It felt refreshing. I feel a little wobbly, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that wobbly feeling, Emily, is perfect because I feel that too.
Yeah.
And what I decided today about that wobbly feeling
Yeah.
is that it's the old me and the new me going, who am I now?
Yeah.
And not quite knowing. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
So thank you for concluding our shares on the breath work. You guys are all so gorgeous and beautiful. I so appreciate your authentic shares. Thank you for that. It means everything to me to hear all of your stories. So thank you.